Peace, family. How's everyone doing? Welcome to another episode of Supreme Transformation. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Happy Tuesday. I hope everyone is doing good. Today is Transformation Tuesday. I hope everyone is doing very peaceful. I hope everyone is in a safe place. And I send you peace, love, and light for those of you who are out there. Before I get started, make sure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you are watching this on YouTube, please make sure you hit the like button. And if you are not watching the YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the podcast if you are listening to this on a podcast channel. So I'm just going to jump right in. And the topic that I'm speaking on is being yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself. And in today's world, we do not live in a society where a lot of individuals are being themselves. A lot of people are, a lot of people want to fit in. They want to fit in. They want to be accepted out here. They don't want to be looked at as if they are a weirdo or creepy or someone that doesn't look, or someone in society that does not fit in. They don't, they want to fit in. A lot of people do not want to be able to, a lot of people do not want to experience of being left out these days. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some people out here who just don't give a fuck. There's a lot of people who just don't give a damn, to be honest with you. However, more times or more often than not, you do have individuals out here who they want to be in with the crowd. They want to be, not want to be seen, but a lot of people don't want to be left out. A lot of people want to fit in. A lot of people want to be accepted. It's kind of like, I don't know if you're familiar with the episode, not the episode, but if you are familiar with the sitcom Family Matters, that was like back in the 90s, and you would see Steve Urkel, and he would always be in love with Laura. Everybody wants to be with Laura, I used to always say that. That's why I'm kind of like smiling. But I would notice that inside that episode, he couldn't get Laura, but Laura wasn't interested. And instead he got into this time machine, and he wound up changing his appearance where he was more cooler. That way he went from Urkel to Stefan, where he was more of a ladies' man. He was more cool, laid back. He had these cool words. He had a nice swag and things of that nature. And these women were all over him, and Laura just felt like, like, wow, he did all this for me, well, man, like, this is who I like. This is who I really want to be with, and all this and that. And that's the crazy part. Like, it's a lot of people out here like that. And I'm not going to lie, I was one of them, not to trauma bond or not to get into deep into my stories and things of that nature. But I was like one of those individuals who did not know how to be themselves. I was afraid of not being accepted. I was afraid of I wasn't afraid of being isolated due to the fact that I was an introvert, still is, but I was introverted, very shy. I suffer from anxiety, not approach anxiety, where meaning that when I approach somebody, or before I would approach somebody, my palms would get all sweaty, my heart, would start jumping and things of that nature. And, when I speak, I begin to get tongue-tied or cotton mouth or anything of that nature. And so, back to Family Matters, that's what I learned like throughout a lot of years, I know a lot of individuals who they lost themselves, but then it's like they never really knew themselves in the first place. See, this is why inside of my introduction, my podcast, where it says the objective is to know thyself and master thyself. The only way that you can master yourself is that you gotta first know yourself. In order to know yourself, you gotta be comfortable being yourself. Think about that for a minute. How many people do we know, whether even if it's just us included, how many people do we know out here who you know damn well, the person that they are, that this is not like, wait a minute, this ain't you, like, and I'm not even speaking on where a lot of people, they grow up, because a lot of people, when you get older, you do grow up and you become different and things of that nature. You become more of yourself. You become more in tune with yourself. You begin to build your personality. Your character is the word I'm looking for. You begin to develop your character. You begin to change. Life. Actually, the experiences that you go through in life, it actually makes you become a different person. So I'm not even speaking on that. I'm talking about like how for a fact that this person was a specific individual, like they had they had specific characteristics and personalities. But the moment that maybe a year ago by, you start to see like they're hanging out with this crowd and they behaving a certain way, all due to the fact that they want to be accepted, and now all of a sudden they picking up the traits from the individuals that they hang around, and they're putting this stuff into them. For example, here's a great example. Now, I'm not saying like, people who smoke nicotine, or people who smoke nicotine or tobacco. People who smoke tobacco, never in a million years have ever smoked tobacco. Matter of fact, these individuals right here, they would, like, you can't, it's like that saying, like, I can't even imagine you smoking cigarettes or any tobacco at all. But as time goes on, you start to see, like, why is this person smoking cigarettes? Like, this ain't even you. Like, you don't even look like, this ain't you. Like, you're not an individual who smokes these back to back. Like, bro, like, what are you doing? Or here's another one. Here's a better one. You have individuals who was once upon a time I'm just gonna say this, they were a school person, very preppy, very wearing suits and ties, suits and all of that. And then the next thing you know, they outside, they got their pants sagging low. They got the George with the snapback hat off to the side and shit like that. And then you like, where did they get this behavior from? And then all of a sudden you start to see them, you be like, that's because they're hanging around this crowd, and this crowd influences them. That's the whole thing. That's what I'm getting. A lot of people are afraid to be themselves due to the fact that they feel like, not only do they feel like they won't be accepted, but they feel like you can't even influence others when you are yourself. Once again, not to get into stories, it took me a long time to know myself, to be myself. All due to the fact that I always felt like I could not influence people. I always felt like I couldn't influence people. Always felt like that I wouldn't be accepted. I would be left out if I actually spoke on a specific topic. If I actually showed people how smart that I am or how educated in a specific field that I am, that I would be teased. I remember one time, and these were days that I was like as a kid, as a teenager, I was very interested in learning Spanish. I even winded up learning Spanish and speaking very fluently. Now I didn't dropped off. I didn't lost. I stopped speaking. Certain Spanish words. I didn't forget Spanish words and things of that nature. But when I first started off speaking Spanish, or when I was really interested in speaking Spanish, you know what happened? I said a Spanish word to one of my Spanish teachers. Why these knucklehead girls and things of that nature went up here talking about some... I'm gonna even tell you what they said. They like, gay ass. And talking about some gracias. Yo, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I turned around, I'm like, I'm not even gonna say anything. All due to the fact that I already know how this is gonna turn out if I say something. Yo, it was crazy. All due to the fact that I was trying to learn Spanish because I was very interested in this. And this is one of the reasons why I was afraid to be myself. All due to that. That was something that was so small. Crazy, right? But this is what I'm saying. Like, this is why a lot of people are afraid to be themselves, because a lot of people out here, they're afraid of being teased. They're afraid of being judged out here. Like I said before, a lot of people just don't give a damn. A lot of people just don't care. And you got to get to that point. You got to get to that breaking point where, like, man, you know what, fuck is it? Because no matter what I do, they all going to judge me anyway. And I had to really come into that conclusion. This is why a lot of times I could wear, like, these days I don't see a lot of people wearing their glasses. But I wear mine. Especially when I'm driving. I don't have them on now because I don't like to forget them when I'm leaving out at work. So I have to keep my glasses inside of my car. But overall, I always got my glasses on. Always. I remember the days where I would see people who would wear glasses and they would be afraid, you know, they would be, these glasses make me look ugly. Get the fuck out of here. No, they don't. You just feel uncomfortable that you're wearing glasses, and due to the fact that a lot of people are insecure with themselves when they're wearing glasses. I was one of them when I was young. This is why I can sit up there and talk about this. And every time that I speak on this, it was always like a woman. It's like for some reason I always needed a woman's approval. That was my damn problem right there. That was my first mistake right there. I don't know who can relate to that, but it was like I always needed a woman's approval. I always needed a woman to say I'm cute. I always needed a woman to say your shoes was nice. I always needed a compliment or something. That was one of my biggest problems in the first place. It's like I always needed someone to tell me something about myself. You know, like, y'all know, like in them, can't really think of it right now. That 70s show, Jackie, can you tell me that I'm pretty? Oh, you're the prettiest girl ever. That had to be me. But not instead of being the prettiest girl ever. In role reversal, I had to be told that, oh, you know, you're a very handsome young man. Oh, you're a very handsome young person. These things I went through, it was bringing me down. And it still felt like it wasn't enough. It felt like I was always happy doing dances and shit like that. But back to the glasses. I remember my mom, we were at a eye doctor. And I was trying on glasses, and it was a young lady sitting by me. And the woman who was helping me try on my glasses, this is how insecure I was. It's crazy. And I remember they asked me, like, ask them young ladies right here who, ask these two little girls right here who, you know, they might actually like your glasses. I turned around and said no. I was all afraid, timid, and all this shit. You feel me? I had to get comfortable in who I was. This is why I say, like, you gotta be comfortable with who you gotta be comfortable in your own skin. You gotta be comfortable in your own skin. I'm gonna give you some tools, by the way, will help me become comfortable in my own skin and things of that nature, and things that I did that made me become confident. This is why I say my name is Supreme Confidence. Nobody can tell me anything. I wish, like I used to tell somebody, I wish somebody would tell me that I am not handsome. You're just one of many. So, getting back to learning to be comfortable with ourselves is that one of the greatest ways at becoming and being and be yourself is just accept everything you don't like about yourself. Accept it. Like, accept it and then love the shit out of it. Love it. Start looking at the things that you do like about yourself. This is how it, like, make you a list and write some things you do like about yourself. Write some things that a lot of people compliment you on. And start off with that. Like I said, you got to get to the point where you are comfortable in your own skin. You love yourself completely. This is why I said I'm not afraid to be myself. You got to love yourself from within. You got to love yourself from within. And then also, you got to love yourself from without. You got to love your darkness. Love some things that you're not good at. Supreme Confidence is not good at a lot of things. I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm not good at a lot of things. But my confidence is so superior. It's like once I don't achieve something, it's like I get kind of frustrated because I'm like, nah, like, this is my name. This is who I'm about. This is what I do. This is what I'm about. This is how I became who I am. You know? I became who I am because I know I can do this. Like, what's her name said, and was that Venus Williams, I believe that was? Venus or Serena. I know I can beat her. You say that with superior confidence. Why? And her father came over there and spazzed out. That's me. I know I can do this. When I'm not good at something, when I don't do a specific task at my best level, I get upset because I'm like, nah, that's not supreme confidence. That's not me. That's not me. I'm supposed to be great at this. So my confidence had to take off, yo. My confidence had to take off. It had to take off all due to the fact that these things that I've went through and me being the only way I was gonna be the best version of myself was because I had the only way I was going to be the best version of myself was that my confidence had to shoot sky high rocket. That is the only way. I had to get comfortable with being myself. I had to get comfortable in a lot of things, all my flaws, and it was terrible flaws. Things that made me depressed, but over time, I learned to love myself, and one of the greatest ways I learned how to love myself was watching the movie 8 Miles. If you're familiar with 8 Miles, it had Eminem inside of there, and well, starring in this movie. And at the very end, you know, he got these people out here. He got these people who he going up against because he was always afraid of he was always afraid, like he suffered from anxiety, you know, getting up on stage, and you know they call it choking, but really it was just anxiety. Approach it was just that, man, I'm afraid what these people gonna say about me and things of that nature. But before his last battle, one of his homies, he goes back and he's like, aren't you afraid what these people gonna say about you? And like, what they supposed to be saying? He like, what they supposed to be saying? He like, well, how they whooped your ass, and how like they slept with your girl, and how you live with your mom, and how your mom is dating you from somebody who, how your mom is dating somebody from high school that you went to, and things like that. How y'all both went to the same high school, and things of that nature. So like, he like, well, damn, like the only way I'm gonna win this damn battle, because if he wouldn't have had said what he had said, he was gonna fucking lose, because he had a whole lot of dirt on him. He like, I'm gonna win this motherfucking battle. He's like, and I can't wait, and I'm the champion. So Eminem, like, his name was B Rabbit inside the movie, but he like, damn. In the back of his mind, he like, well, damn, he gonna say all this shit about me. So he go ahead and get it first. But this is how I wound up learning to love myself. I did not get this movie when I first seen it. I did not get this movie. I just knew that me just watching two people go back and forth with each other. But when I got older, this is when I was able to receive the message. It was like, oh, damn. You just can't give a fuck now. Now it's just like, I'm going to show you who I am. I'm going to tell everybody and give everybody this dirt just so when you get on this mic, you ain't got shit else to say about me. Man, I was blown back with that as I got older. Like up until my teenage years, 18 and things of that nature. I didn't understand it when I was 13. I just saw two people rapping and that was it. So that was one of the movies that inspired me when I got older. I'm like, well, man, like, I gotta be able to, like, you gotta be able to love yourself that much where you just, I started pretending like I was B-Rap, and I'm like, you know what, fuck it. You gonna talk about me anyway? Yeah, I might be ugly to you, but that's okay. I bet you I'm not stupid. I had to learn some things about myself. I'm like, I bet you Even though I take a lot of my time on things and things of that nature, I bet you by the time I get and I stay laser-like focused on it, I bet you I can get it. There is nothing nobody can tell me. When I say I'm focused on something, when I say I'm focused on something and I'm going to do something, that is exactly who I am. I stay focused and I got to do what I got to do, and I achieve it. It just comes to a point in time. It's like when you stop looking at your flaws and you start looking at the good side of you and things of that nature, you start to look at it like, well, damn. A lot of the good things about me outweigh my flaws. So these are things that I had to do. And this is what made me comfortable about being myself. I began to sit with myself. I began looking in the mirror. I would be talking to myself. Sometimes you just gotta have that self-talk. You gotta sit down with yourself and have that self-talk and just go, bro, like, sis, what are you doing? Like David Goggins said, you just gotta be real with yourself at all times and just like, I don't like this. I don't like where I am. I don't like that I'm this person. This is not who I am. That is when you lose yourself. A lot of people used to sit up there and talk about, man, I know one person who I'll never lose again. That's me. Well, then you got to get back to that person in. That person who's just not afraid to be themselves at all. Sometimes, you know, when you go to the gym, it can be them exercising and things of that nature. Sometimes that'll work, but then still deep inside within, it's like, well, damn, like, I got a lot going on. Man, I got a lot going on. Like, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that, and this, that, and the other. I'm telling you, I was there. And still sometimes go through it. Only sometimes, though. Then I gotta go back and remember my name. Like, wait a minute, what's my name? So please understand this. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give you a couple of things that I've done that helped me just start embracing myself, start embracing my imperfections, and just start loving myself. Each day, I took one thing that I did not like about myself, and I worked on it. Now, you can't fix, you know, your face. Your face is your face. If you not your face is your face. Excuse me. But I began to work on some things that I did not like about myself. And I took that and I started liking that I wasn't good at something. And I started networking with people. I started, you know, working on things or networking with people who were good at something that I wasn't really good at. Or, here's a better one. I started listening to subliminal affirmations or affirmations. These things spoke life into me, such as, I'm grateful, I'm excellent, I am confident. I didn't speak these words to myself. I started listening to these things on a consistent basis while eating different type of foods, detoxing, because the mindset The mindset, especially when you don't eat the right foods that really, because foods today, a lot of these processed foods, they lack nutrition. So when you don't eat nutritious foods, it can really take a toll on the way that you think about yourself. But the moment I started eating berries, these green leafy fruit, these green leafy vegetables, started drinking more water, started working out, started listening to these affirmations, started writing inside of my journal the things that I was not proud of myself about and how I need to embrace that. These things over time, doing these things over time helped me overcome these difficulties with being myself. To be honest with you, this is really how I started getting on camera and just speaking on here. A lot of times when I'm on here, I don't hardly get any views at all. But I make sure I show up for me. Because at the end of the day, I know somebody can relate to this. So I started embracing myself wholly. I started writing everything down what I loved about myself. Not writing things down what I hated about myself. I loved myself so much. I started writing down and started expressing about how I love myself so much. I'm just like, man, fuck them flaws. Because I know it's somebody out there that's doing 10 times way, and then they'll overlook them. You're weird. You're not weird. You just gotta be in your own tribe. That's what I want to explain to everybody. You have to be in your own tribe. Man, I remember years going through this and I'm just like, I just don't fit in. I used to think I was weird. Because people used to say this about me. So I started listening to affirmations. I started listening to positive things inside of my head. I did it so much, I'm like, okay, it's me. It was in me the whole time. It just had to be released. I had to do things to bring it out. No longer did I need anyone's approval. Also, what I started doing, I started reading self-improvement books about how to be a better individual. And no longer was I afraid to be myself. I'm like, people just ain't gonna accept me for who I am, then fuck it. It is what it is. Like, for real though, these are things that I had to learn. I really had to learn this. So it was self-improvement books. It was making sure I eat fruits and vegetables. These are tools that I'm giving you. So it was making sure I read self-improvement books. I ate fruits and vegetables because it helped in detoxing as well. Because it helped, because you want to think better, and when you got a lot of this non-nutritional foods inside of your gut, it can matriculate to your brain. It can't get you to think positive. This is why when individuals who speak a certain way, it's like, I just can't say you can't think like them, all due to the fact that you got a lot of garbage inside of you and you need to detox. It's just like, for the men, I know y'all understand this. It's like when you got a nice looking car, you know you need to get that oil change and things of that nature. You do need to detox works the same way. You can't just get your oil changed one time and then just drive. You done went over the damn mileage now where you got to get your oil changed and things of that nature. You still driving. And then it fucks up the engine. Same way. You eat non-nutritional foods and things of that nature. You constantly eating over time, over the years of your life. And you've done no type of detoxing. No, of course. Your mind is all congested now. So doing that, exercising, working out, lifting weights, helped build my confidence. This helped me become more. I'm just like, if you're just not going to accept me, then fuck it. And I started looking at all the good things about myself. And then subliminal affirmations. These are things and tips that I've done and it worked. It didn't work instantly, but I noticed throughout the week or throughout I noticed in about a month, my confidence started raising, like it started rising. And here's a bonus tip that I've done. Meditation. Now, when I started building my confidence, I did not have any mentors. I had mentors from afar, and I would watch like certain lives on social media platform. But when I did not have that at first, I began meditating. And the best meditation I would recommend is guided meditation that speaks to you. Start saying like imagine yourself as, because the meditation that I was using, it was breath work, and then it puts you inside of a trance. And now that you're in this trance, it starts telling you like, despite the physical appearance, see yourself as this being who is like who is like the sun, you shining bright. No matter outside, no matter what the exterior circumstances are, see yourself as this individual who is like great, phenomenal, amazing. See yourself at work, see yourself in your car, see yourself on the bus. So these are things that I did. And I did it was in a repetitious way. And then over time, doing this repeatedly, it trained my mind like, hey, like, I could only see the positive. It was like, oh, well, damn, I'll work on that. Watch me. And I took each flaw that I felt like, or that I felt that was uncomfortable for me, and I just worked on that. But overall, I was never afraid to be myself afterwards. So I really, really hope this helps. I extremely hope that this podcast, that this episode really helped you. And I hope that, you can add this to your life. Because at the end of the day, the goal, the objective is to be a better you and outdo the old you. So I'm going to end on that. And I send everyone peace, love, and light. And I will talk to you next time. Peace, love, and light.